Now, I'm particularly pleased to be able to honor a gentleman who has been involved in our community beginning in 1960 and who cumulatively has over 37 years of service to this community. I have to tell you that certainly no one who knows this community and who knows Army Carinci has not felt the force of his will. He's a man who holds his viewpoints with passion and conviction. I'm sure there are a number of us who've had some real political fights with him over the years, myself included. But at this time in his life, and at this time in our community, I think it's particularly relevant and particularly important to recognize the incredible contribution and commitment that this man made to this community. And so it brings me great pleasure to be able to do so. The Lifetime Achievement Award presented this 20th day of February 2013 to Army Carinci with appreciation, gratitude, and respect for your outstanding and valuable contributions as Mayor of the City of Oneida from 1986 to 1999, as Common Councilor from 1960 to 1979, and again from 2002 to 2005, Industrial Development Agency member from 1986 to 1999, Public Safety Commissioner from 2010 to 2011. A legacy that I believe will never again be matched, and certainly should be held up to anyone in this community as a fine and laudable record of commitment to this community. And so it brings me great pleasure to give this to you, Army.
Well, I'd just like to thank Greg and the people that are here. It's been a long time, and a lot of the things that were accomplished during my tenure was not done just by me. We had a real good working committee. And I think back to the things that we've done back in the days when we had no sewer plant here. Oneida Creek used to be flooded every year. We put a dike up there. We brought in a new sewer plant, and after that you couldn't see the old stuff running down Oneida Creek toward Oneida Lake. We brought in the first shopping center up on Route 5. Many, many things were done. And the ace in the hole at that time was a guy named George Patilla. And I was fortunate to have him for a long time. We brought in $25 or $30 million. Everybody seemed to work together. We had our arguments and difference, but it wasn't because we didn't love each other. It wasn't because we hated each other. Maybe up to a point sometimes, but we got over that. But we live in a very fine community here, and I was actually in office 40 years. And, I think of some of the people sitting here. When I'm looking at with gray hair, and our attorney sitting right there ahead of me, and then I'm going to mention his name. He worked with me on a hospital deal for 2 years, and poor Dick Smith passed away a couple months ago, and he got hold of me as mayor and said we're going to have to raise taxes 25% if we keep into a city hospital. So we can't do that. So we end up with a private hospital. Peter Hedgelon was one of our main backers, and you can see what's up on that hill today. Hundreds of jobs, a lot of good buildings, and we've always had a fine police department, fire department. I can remember one of the old chiefs says, I gotta have more men, so we got 2 more men at that time. And then President Clinton got in office, and he says, hey, anybody wants 3 policemen, I'll fund it for 3 years. And so we put 3 more on. So we've been fortunate, we've always had good police officials here, good police chiefs and fire chiefs. And I don't know about the one we got now, I don't know him too well, but I knew his father. But again, thank you very, very much, but it was a working team, not just Army Carinci. Thank you all, and God bless you. 86, kicking 87, and I don't think I'm going to be active anymore in politics. Well, maybe a little bit. Thank everybody for attending, and thank you for the award bags. God bless you.